It is September 24th, 2025. It is a Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Wind is blowing, just like yesterday. Windier today, a little more turbulent. Not that this thing's going fast enough to get engaged in any turbulence. Watch it fall. Oh, there we go. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. We're incoming. All right, so I should roll this up. That's a little bit better, I'm sure. Okay, I was in town today, had some errands to run back and forth. Man, I'm getting some action in this silver slipper. Had to pick up some things, had to load up on Tylenol before, there's a run on it and it gets banned. Make sure I'm stocked up on it, No, just kidding. Tylenol, yeah, that's kind of funny how that's being portrayed in the mainstream news. Besides Tylenol and Jimmy Kimmel, I don't know what we talk about. But the Tylenol thing, I see all the pushback, even the local news channels, they're reaching out to local doctors. Are you going to change how you interact? Blah, blah, blah. What are you going to do? You're going to not talk about Tylenol anymore. Well, the funny thing is, you should have bought Litecoin. Remember that? I don't know, if you're on X or Twitter, you remember that. The funny thing is, you should have bought Litecoin. Tylenol. All right, so every time you go to the doctor, you're pregnant, you get shot up with one of those needles, what do they tell you? After every vaccine, what do they tell you? Oh, if there's any kind of pain or any symptoms, take a little Tylenol. Okay. So now it comes out that, well, maybe Tylenol's a problem. We're seeing some things here. Or maybe, just maybe, it happens to be that the interaction of that thing and the Tylenol afterwards might cause some problems. I saw read something about glutathione suppression or something. I don't know. I'm a big picture guy. It's all these details. What do I care about butts and legs? More of a bigger picture guy. It's not the individual parts. It's the sum of all parts that I like. But yeah, glutathione. A lot of places I can go with that. But you've got probably a situation where, once again, it's a cocktail. It's a combination of things that cause the problems. It's not just the fact that things are falling from the sky from aircraft. Not just the fact that, there's fluoride in the water. Not just the fact that the food supply is tainted with a bunch of garbage. I just stopped at the store. Man, oh man. I picked up a box of, what did I even pick a box of? I picked a box of, I don't even know. Read the label anyway. What the heck did I pick up? It had high fructose corn syrup and I'm like, really? Buried in it. Gosh darn it, what the heck was it? Oh, I look at all the labels, so I get confused. But you've got that situation to where you've got all these ingredients, that long, that tall, in all the foods. So it's that, it's the water, it's the stuff you put in your body, it's the stuff that all these things. It's all of it. It's a complexity attack, a complex attack on your system. For sale on a truck. So there's that. So yeah, it's funny though that the mainstream news just focuses on Tylenol because it's the easy target. Oh, how could Tylenol be that bad for you? Well, if you take it after you get something shot into you, maybe it is not so good. Or if you're pregnant, probably not so good. But what do they say? Oh, if you're pregnant, get the flu shot. And if you got an adverse reaction to the flu shot, make sure you take Tylenol. I mean, anybody out there listening to this, pretty much the standard protocol that I've always heard. And then today, going around on X, there was a post from Tylenol itself, the account, I don't know how much truth there is to it, from 2017, something about, well, we've never recommended that it's safe to take Tylenol for pregnant women. And now, all of a sudden, it's fine. I have the feeling that most doctors don't continue their education. Once they get out, they pretty much follow the pamphlets of the pharmaceutical company and the research that the pharmaceutical companies give them, and they assume that it's correct, and why would they lie? I'm pretty sure a lot of doctors don't do much research after they start practicing, and they're practicing, they're not perfect. practicing medicine. It's like everything else, and I can make that sweeping generalization because I see that with humanity in general. They get something that puts them in a comfort zone. I got my degree, I got my job, I got my business, and a lot of people, most people, kind of get on cruise control, and they don't go any further. I want to go on vacation, I want to go to Hawaii, I want to go to the Caribbean, why do I want to pour over medical knowledge, that's coming out? Let's just stick with the program. It's much easier to be complacent and just toe the line rather than being that trailblazer, and that's where you see your people in, your Trumps, I guess, your Elon Musks, and, people like that they're continually trying to push the envelope and more and educate and research and get learn more, constantly learning, changing, adapting. You can't just think that this is the way it is because that's the way it's always been, because things do change. New knowledge comes forth. You need to absorb that knowledge and maybe change your opinions. I don't see that a lot in the medical field. Now, there are good doctors, just like there are good people, and just like there are good politicians. Maybe, there's a few. Now they're actually local level. If you've ever been to a local meeting, there's good people. They want to do the right thing, and that's they're people elected by us. They live by you. And so, there's good in everything, and there's people that aren't so good, and they don't want to do the research, they don't want to keep up, they don't want to, have continual learning throughout their lives, and, they stick back, they set back, they set themselves back and sit back and hold on to whatever the narrative is. It's just easier. It's easier. We all know that. It's just easier. Why do I want to even look at it? I'm good. But yeah, that's the whole deal with Tylenol. I was looking the other day. I went to Costco with my father. I don't have a membership anymore, so I go with Dad. And I know, figure it out. You just got to scan in. You scan your card now. It used to be, you'd have a check, you just flash the card and walk in and we're like, because you're paying anyway. At the point of sale, when you go to the registry, you've got to have a membership card. You swipe it, you're KYC'd, know your customer. That's already been done. And so now it's kind of a policing of who gets in. You got to have a valid card. Now, I can see the benefit of that. You don't want any stragglers walking in. I think they have that problem to where, people just walk in and shop and, look around and, maybe steal something. Theft. What are you doing? Tongue hang. Look at this. Boop, boop. It's hot. Are you hot? You hot? Give kisses? Thank you. All right. So, I know. Oh my. I ain't gonna say it. All my girls. Could use another term. A little alliteration, for these two because of the color and the gender. So, yeah, Costco scanning your cards to get in. Now, what's the next logical step? You're gonna get face scanned. All in the, we gotta make sure, because here's the thing. Dad can walk in yesterday, scans his Costco card, and I come in with him. He's with me. Okay, but who's he? He's not paying. He's not identifying himself. And, and what'll happen next, it's going to be face scanning. So you come in, you get face scanned. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're a member. No problem. Because your picture's on the frickin' ID. And so they take your picture. And so you database it. When you walk in, you have facial recognition. You need your card. Just walk in, bing, bang, bing, bong, bing, bong. And then you go and check out. Could be the same thing. Facial scan, boop, done. Link to an account, automatically paid, that kind of thing. But that prevents, somebody like me walking in. Oh, well, you got to have a card, otherwise you can't come in, and I get face scanned when I come in, and maybe they say you can't come in. And maybe that ties into other databases that says, this guy's, he's a constitutionalist, or this guy believes in freedom, or this guy said something in a YouTube video. And so, we got to flag him, and he can't come in. So the robots come out and drag me out. The technology is here for that, folks. It's here. And right now, they're just getting us to volunteer into it. It's already done. It's ready to roll out. They're just voluntarily, getting us to volunteer into it, to make it acceptable, to make it palatable, so that, you're 74-year-old guy walks through and says, oh yeah, fine, I'm used to scanning. Oh yeah, the face scan now. Oh yeah. And so you got to get those older generations that are used to having a taste of freedom, you know, and knowing what it was kind of like before now, to go along with it. Younger people don't give a shat. Most people don't. They're so used to the digital world that everything is done digitally that it's assumed that everything needs to be done digitally. And so the younger, it's the same with cryptocurrency. It's harder to get the old folks to do it. You know, it's like, learning curve, this and that. But, you know, the younger generations, they've grown up on iPads and touch screens, and it's nothing new. They're used to the digital world. And so as the older generations fade out, I fade out, it's going to get a lot easier. I, being Generation X, still have a taste of that freedom, that desire to, you know, be rebellious and... But, you know, at some point, and, you know, so I'm kind of, you know, in the transition, you know, I'm used to the old ways. I'm used to not having a microwave. I remember when there was no microwave. I remember when there was no VHS, you know, tape. That dates me. I remember 8-track tapes. I remember albums, you know, that you put the needle on, put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record to the tone. Yeah, anyway. So you've got that remnant of tangibility, I guess, you know, that tactile sensory sensation, that's redundant, of experiencing that life. Everybody now, everything's digital. It's all digital. I mean, they don't know what this means, you know. Okay, dial this number, or even you know, dial that number. No, it's hey, call whatever. Nobody knows the number. Nobody knows their friends' numbers. It's all data-based, and, you know, you lose your phone, you're screwed. Everything's on it. Your banking, everything. You don't have to go to the bank, nothing. And that's where we're at. And so everything with the technology, as cheap as it has become, and you're going to have AI super centers, all this is going to be able to be processed in real time. And the technology is there to track and trace every single thing that you do and verify that it's you. I like those little masks that you can wear. You know, you put them on, it looks like, you know, you're Walter White, you know, or something, or Joe Biden, whoever you want to pick. So that's where we're at. And we can choose to participate or we can choose not to participate. You know, it's hard not to participate in a lot of ways, but you can go local. I mean, build up the local networks, build up the local communities, because there are people that are just, I really don't want to deal with that. So build that out. You know, find like-minded people, you know, do what you love. If you're growing something, you know, if you're producing something, do what you love. It's all, the money really doesn't matter anyway. It really doesn't. The more money you make, the more you're going to spend. And you're going to spend it on junk that they keep producing and junk that falls apart. I had this conversation yesterday. It's not even worth it. You know, in some places, it's $235 an hour for an appliance man. Okay, so if you bought a, you know, washer and dryer, which you could do on sale, you know, before COVID, you know, you might get a deal on Black Friday, Columbus Day, or some, you know, whatever the holidays where they have appliances on sale. You can get a nice washer, nice dryer for $500 a piece, you know, with the digital stuff on it. You know, turn the knobs, select your setting, all that. You can get them cheaper than that if they're just bare bones. But you'll buy one of those for, say, $500. You know, 5 years later, oh man, something went out, it's not working, I got to make a service call. Well, it's going to be $235 to show up for an hour. Well, what if he's there for 2 hours, or she, there for 2 hours, and then you need a part? So you're already $470 in, plus the part, which if it's an electronic board or something, it'll be $100 or more. And so you think, well, shoot, I'll just go buy a new one. Well, now you're going to go buy a new one. It's going to be $800, maybe $1,000. And so, you know, it's like, but still, I get a new one, and I take the chance this isn't going to work, and it's already broken once. And so it's a throwaway society. And, oh, they got 0% financing now. Yeah, let's go get one. And you've, I love the furniture commercials, you know. 104 months, 0% interest for a couch. Or a bed. Buy a freaking cot. Get a beanbag. I mean, what are we doing? This is insane. I mean, there's used furniture at a place in town that, I mean, they got all kinds of nice furniture for 10 cents on the dollar. Maybe better than that in some cases. Just go get that. Gotta buy something new. Unbelievable. So I guess it's up to us, right? I guess that's where I'm going with it. It's really up to us to decide what kind of future we want. And we determine that right now in the present by what we do and what our actions are. Are we going to go along with it or not? Oh yeah, and at Costco, a can of the Kirkland coffee, the ground coffee, used to be $10. Used to go there all the time. $10 for the big can. You know, like a Folgers can. What do they call it? Number 10 can? I don't even know what it's called. $22.49, I think it was yesterday. I mean, this is since pre-COVID. You are up over 100%. From $10 to over $22. What the frick? But then you think, well, how many cups of coffee can I get? And I just, went and got a cup of coffee because I was out and about. I splurge once in a while. So I go to Casey's because it says right there it's darn good coffee. So how can one resist? So I got the coffee. It's black, of course. Large coffee, black. I got to get the large. It's only like a few cents more. You see how this works? And so I got that, and it's got my fluoridated water in it, so I can treat my teeth properly. And it's probably good for the stomach and the intestines, too, I'm sure, fluoride. But teeth, main thing. It's hitting the teeth. It's all good. As they're stained, they're fluoridated. Wonderful. But it was like $2.29, I think. $2.29. I think that's right, for the freaking coffee. And so you can go buy that big can for $22. Basically the same thing. 10 cups of coffee that you get conveniently by swinging into Casey's and probably buying something else you don't need that's overpriced. It's not good for your health. And you can get 10 of those cups, or you can make your own at home and probably get, I don't even know how many more, 100? Maybe not that many, but 50. Got to be able to get 50 out of that can. So pick your poison. It may seem expensive, but, if you do it yourself, it's going to be a lot cheaper. Choices, my folks. And some people go out and get an $8 cup of coffee. It's not even coffee. It's foo-foo. It's sugar. It's cream. It's ridiculous. I mean, and, and every day some people get this. I mean, if you're paying $8 a day, and if you're out doing it 30 days a month, it's $240 a month. Seriously. And you're getting diabetes. I mean, come on, man. And then you got to go take fat pills or get a fat shot. And you wonder what's wrong. Wonder why you can't lose weight. I'm telling you right now, this is just this is a testimonial right here. I've always been a little overweight because I like to eat. I like to eat. And I indulge in alcoholic beverages, and that's nothing but calories. But ever since, I've always been heavier. I've always been bigger. Even when I was in high school, I was just always bigger. I was lifted, and put on a lot of muscle. And so, I carry that with me, and I don't have as much as I used to, but, I still have a remnant. And I mean, I've always been bigger. I've always been able to carry the weight. Well, as of this year, I don't even know, January, February, I was tipping in at about 255, 260. Yeah. But I could carry the weight. But I mean, I looked at myself and I'm like, come on, man, you got a gut. Seriously? What's wrong with you? And, for circumstances, beyond my control, I woke up. And I just, actually, I think I manifest things to happen. And it just so happened that things changed. I woke up one day and said, you know what? I don't like myself. I don't like how I look. I don't like how I feel. I'm not happy. There's too many things in my life that are wrong. I need to make some changes. And so I started making changes. And, I didn't do it overnight. I kind of did. I just said, okay, I need to fast for a little bit. So I did that for a few days. And that got my head right. That got me kind of, awakened. Anytime you fast, it's like, you get reconnected with the spirit, with the source. And so I did that, and that was kind of the start. But then I said, I'm changing my diet. I cut out everything processed. Nothing. Maybe some roasted nuts. I had some of those. So I guess you could say that's processed and it's got a little salt added to it. But for the most, really all of it. No pasta, nothing out of a box. Nothing processed, no sauces, no soups, none of that stuff. I just went totally raw is what I did. And I ate raw nuts and sometimes roasted nuts. Yeah, so that's kind of cheating, I guess. No, it's not. And so, nothing cooked. Salads, fresh salads, nothing cooked, fresh fruits and vegetables. As close to the earth as possible, close to the source as possible. That's what I did. That's what I ate. And I'm telling you, I mean, the weight did not stop falling off. Started working out a little bit. I was still drinking. I was still putting calories in my body. And, you know, I lost a lot of weight. I got down to like 215. At my last meetup, I weighed 215 pounds. So I had shed at least 40 pounds in the period of, let's just say March, April, May, June. I mean, really, it wasn't even that long. It was probably about 3 months. 3 months, I'd lost 40 pounds. And I ate all I wanted. Yeah, you know, but the thing is, I wasn't starving and craving things because I was getting nutrition. And when you get the vitamins in you, your body's like, okay, I'm good. I mean, if you had a pill that had all the whole food vitamins and all the nutrients and stuff, I mean, you could take it, and I don't even think you need to eat. I mean, really, because your body's getting nourished. But, you know, I ate good food. And since August 1st, I quit drinking. I mean, I think I had 2 beers on August 1st. It was a happy hour. And I think the happy hour before that, I had 4 beers, 4 Miller Lights. And so since July, I mean, I've had 6 beers. And August 1st was the last time I drank any alcohol. I had 2 beers that night, I remember. Since then, I've had none. And since then, I've been eating. I eat. I go to the freaking store and pick up a chicken, you know, those roasted chickens you can't resist. And I mean, I'll darn near eat the whole thing. You know, it may take me 2 days, but I'll eat it. I mean, a big sirloin steak, you know, I'll cook that thing up and eat the whole thing. I've got a 3-pound roast in the crock pot with a bunch of carrots right now. I can eat it. And so, but I've eaten well. I've eaten whatever I've wanted, but not really anything processed. It's all local meats, you know, except for the chicken. But I still eat well. I eat raw pumpkin seeds, you know, and I still eat well. Good food. I don't eat anything processed. Again, nothing out of a box and nothing, no pastas, none of that garbage. And sugar, I really don't have any sugars. Maybe in some chocolate, some dark chocolate that might have a little sugar at it. And yeah, I eat all the chocolate I want, but I get the 90% cacao. Lowest I'll go is like 70%, you know, and I really look at the sugar that's in it. So I eat what I want and I'm satisfied. I'm good. And I've lost another 15 pounds since then. I'm down to 200 pounds. And I'm kind of at an ideal weight right now, feeling pretty good. And, you know, I'm not wasting away or anything. But it's kind of an ideal weight. Do I check my levels, blood pressure, or anything like that? No, I don't. But I know when it's elevated, when it's down. I can tell in my body. I'm very attuned to it. But all I did, speaking of fat pills, fat shots, all that stuff, have a little self-discipline is really what it comes down to. You know, I get it. Some people have issues. They have disorders, you know, this and that. But for the majority of people, you're fat because it's your own fault. That's really it. I was fat because it was my own fault. I was overweight because of what I put into my body and the lack of discipline that I had. That's all it comes down to. So I could make any excuse I wanted. Oh, I'm a vegetarian. Oh, yeah, but you're eating like a plate and a half full of friggin' pasta. I mean, you know, you're eating stuff with sugar in it, garbage. Eat potato chips, you know, with garbage oil in it. I mean, it's what you eat and what you intake. I mean, that's really what it is. Put the fork down. And you don't even need to do that. You can eat as much as you want as long as it's good food. I'm telling you, I'm living proof. And the fat will fall off, the garbage will fall out of you. Choices. Don't eat the oils. The only oil I use is coconut oil. And if I make my own salad dressing, I'll use organic olive oil. Coconut oil, that's it. And I'll use butter. You know, good butter. Not margarine. Real butter. Just saying. I eat all the fat I want. I mean, when I eat a steak, I eat all the fat. I do. And I still lose weight. So, take it for what it is. I always had a hard time keeping weight off, but, you know, doing what I'm doing now, I don't. Eat as raw and as close to nature as you possibly can, as unprocessed as you possibly can. I'm telling you, you'll be good. And you're not going to starve. It's just changing your habits. Quit making excuses. That's the answer. All right, I'm off my rant. Love y'all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you soon next Friday, October 3rd. Go to clintwestwood.net for all the details, and you can come to the live meetup. It's going to be a good time to see the lovely Litecoin Lisa and me do a live happy hour show. Can't wait to see you. Getting close. All right. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Don't make excuses. And just get out there and do it. All right. Love you all.